today I'll work around the fact that our exhibit boxes are way too big for stuff like insects. And I'll do this by covering up a big chunk of it and then only have a small frame left, which will be my view into the exhibit, so it looks more like a typical insect terrarium. Still a bit on the big side probably, but way better than what Frontier have given us with these boxes. So you can see here I'm making a small frame, and I was trying to find a place where I was sure at least some of the box will show up. The animal I'm working with here is giant burrowing cockroach, which I think I've only used one time before in the lifetime of Planet Zoo. But it fits very well into this zoo, and it's even native to where Canopy Gardens is placed, so I felt like they belonged in this park, so now I had to find a way to make them look believable in here. So you can see I've just ignored most of the box itself. Main inspiration for this was an example I found from, I believe it's Taronga Zoo. I'll make sure to have a picture coming up here. I felt like this could work with how the design of this box is if I just use this little corner of it. Now I'm playing around with some decal pieces. Some of this I'm going to delete again. This is not going to be the final result you'll see today, since I will be implementing my build today into a larger build another day. So there will be some kind of a habitat next to it. Will be integrated with that somehow. This wall you are looking at here today is probably going to be how I'll use it in there, and then build the rest of the building up around it. I really wanted to showcase how I do when I build tiny frames out of the big exhibit box, and the complex this will be a part of is something I think will be called Corner of Queensland. So I'll have some of the species that makes most sense here, so it will be like a sub part of the overall Australian area of this zoo. I have some fun ideas, we'll see how that all turns out. So if I'm speaking a bit unclear today, I'm trying to not use a script for once and speak more freely. It will really save me some time, especially with these speed build videos. I will still cut out some mumbling probably, but that's what I'm trying to do today, be a bit more efficient with my videos and therefore not spend too much time on a script before I start. I was a little unsure if I should make this video or not, since I don't expect a lot of views from making an exhibit for cockroaches. But you never know, sometimes YouTube is weird and this could explode, but it could also fall dead, so I just decided to go with it. And this is also why I thought maybe this would be good practice to go without a script. Often I end up just kinda do my exhibits without really going a lot into it. Done some videos before with exhibits that went quite well, like the one for axolotls. So I hope you could find some inspiration in this, in how you should sometimes just ignore most of this box. Of course you'll end up with a lot of, what can you say, dead space, cover a big part up, but in some builds it makes sense and in others it just doesn't. Also, when I do this kind of builds, I usually just put in as many animals as I can, because then there's a bigger chance you will be able to see an animal when you're standing in front of it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see how I integrate this into the rest of this Queensland complex corner kind of thing. It's probably also where the cassowary will end up, so make sure to look out for that. And we also got a few mammals planned for it. In the rest of the video here we'll be decorating this wall. We'll use some stones and some plants, and I think it looks quite good. I don't know if I can make sure we'll keep all of it, since we of course have to continue this building which this terrarium will be in, so I expect to do some changes to the wall, but I hope I can keep most of it like this and maybe continue this style in the rest of this part of the zoo. And don't forget to leave the video a like if you enjoyed this build, and let me know if you use the exhibits yourself or if you mostly just ignore them. Lately I've been trying to use them more often myself and just really see if I can get them as realistic as possible, because small creatures like this are really just important parts of real life zoos, so we should get the best out of them, even though many of the models for them are also quite outdated and a lot of choices Frontier made with these animals are just not really great. I did do some research on this cockroach before getting it into the zoo, and it seems like there's at least a few places in Australia where you can see them, and there also seems to be quite a lot in, or maybe not a lot, but at least some in private hands, and I even saw they could live for up to 10 years or something, so it's not really a bad choice for an insect project for a zoo. But yeah, we got them in Canopy Gardens now, and I'm quite pleased with the results so far. Hope I can make the rest of the building here live up to that standard. Thank you for stopping by, and hope to see you again.